Hello, I am Jess. I have a short yoga and breathwork sequence today from Prenatal Mums. If you have a toddler, you are very welcome to have them join in as well. They should enjoy it too. So as you can see, I'm sat on a chair. You'll need a chair. And if you've got a toddler, maybe let them get set up with a mat. And you'll need something like a block. So I've got these little yoga blocks, but if you want to use a book, that will work absolutely fine. So get yourself all those bits. Feel free to pause the video while you find them. And I'll be moving the camera around a little bit in this video just so you can see me. So, mum, sit on the edge of your chair. Make sure you're comfortable. Feel free to sit back as well if you feel like you need a bit more stability. Let your feet land firmly on the ground, so soles of the feet pressing down. If you have a toddler, they can be sat cross-legged on the ground. They can also be sat on your knee if they rather, but make sure you've got plenty of space for the baby belly in front of you. So firstly, finding our seat. We're going to start with some breathing. Feel free to close down the eyes if you want to. You don't have to. Try and stare at something if you're keeping your eyes open that's still in front of you, a single point that you can focus on. Okay, so just start noticing your inhales come in through your nose if you can, and breathing out. Doesn't matter if you're breathing in and out through your nose or your mouth here. Starting to calm ourselves down. Forget about what we've been doing before. Starting to notice our body, and that's what yoga is all about. Keep breathing normally, and on our next set of breaths, we're going to take our inhale, just like we have been doing. And then on the exhale, we're going to blow out through our mouth. And imagine that we're blowing out some birthday candles, okay? So we're going to take a big breath in through the nose. And then a long blow out. Inhaling again through the nose. Out through the mouth. Inhaling whenever you run out of air to blow out. Big exhale. Keep going. See how long you can make that exhale, that big blowout. Let's take one more of those. After your next big blowout, just come back to your normal breath, normal inhales, normal breaths out. Okay, now we're going to do something similar, except instead of blowing out the candles, we're going to make a sound, okay? So kind of like we're a snake, that's what I think this sounds like. We're going to go when we breathe out, okay? So breathing in through our nose. Breathing in through the nose. Snake breath out. Breathing in. And let's take a few more of these in your own time. One more. If you want to add some snake wiggles, feel free. Lovely. Okay, let's come back to our normal breath. I'm going to take the hands out in front of us. I'm going to turn them so that our palms are facing in. And we're going to cross them over and interlace the thumbs, just like this, okay? And then when we've got this clasp of our thumbs together, lacing them together, just place them on your chest. And then for your next few breaths, just feel the inhales rising. And they might spread out your fingers. And exhales, releasing your hands back down. Inhale. And exhale. Keep breathing with your hands here. And this gesture that we're making with the hands is sometimes referred to as something called Garuda, which means eagle in ancient Sanskrit, which is the ancient Indian language that yoga uses. And when we make these eagle wings, it's a sign of protection, and it can be a sign of being able to let our wings spread wide, being brave and strong, maybe flying out over the rooftops and seeing our lives from a different viewpoint up in the sky. Deep breath in, spreading those wings, and deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Okay, let the hands go down to your sides. Maybe give the fingers a little wiggle, the wrists a little shake. Lovely, we'll start moving with a bit more of the body now. So if you're sat on the mat, maybe you're still cross-legged, maybe you want to change the cross of your legs. If you're sat on the seat, you can stay exactly where you are. We're going to start with some seated cat-cow. So you're going to start with your hands towards your knees like I've got. And what we're going to do is on our inhale, we're going to pull our hands back towards us and gaze up. Exhale, rounding our shoulders, tucking our chin into our chest. Inhale, open. Maybe we look up to the ceiling, maybe pull our shoulder blades back, pushing our heart forwards, and exhale, curling forwards. Pregnant mama, this might be a little tiny movement. Doesn't need to be anything big. Just really working those shoulders, opening the heart, getting a little bit of movement in the neck. Lovely. Let's bring our hands back to the side of our hips. On our next inhale, we're going to reach them up to the ceiling. Maybe the gaze follows up, lifting the chin. And exhale, sweep them back down, tucking the chin into the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep down. One more inhale to reach. And then this time on our exhale, we're going to bend the elbows. This is called cactus arms because you look like a cactus when you do it. On our inhale, we're going to pull our elbows back, gaze upwards. Exhale, round forwards. Breathing in, opening up. And exhale, closing our arms in together. One more of these. Inhale, opening. And exhale, closing in. Just let the hands fall down by your sides. Maybe give the shoulders a little shake here. Nice wiggle. Lovely. Okay, put your hands on your lap or just down by your sides if you're sat on your mat. Breathe in here. And on your exhale, we're going to take our left ear down towards our shoulder. It does not need to touch. Inhale, lifting it back up. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, lifting it back up really slowly. Down to the other side. Lifting it back up. One more. And back to center. Now we're going to start to take little semicircles of the neck. Really slowly. Take half semicircles as slowly as you can do. Lovely. And then lifting the head back up. Lovely. Maybe giving the head a little shake. Shaking it. No. Nodding it. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Right. Now what we are going to do is we're going to take our chair. So Mama who's sat on the chair is going to gently stand up. Just going to move the chair here so you can see me a little bit better. And we're going to take a tabletop. If you have a little friend joining you, they can be in tabletop on the ground here, just like this, okay? So in your regular tabletop, so what we're going to do is just take some cat-cows in our tabletop. So if you're on the floor, on the mat, that looks like this. Breathing in to open, breathing out, tucking your chin into your chest. Breathing in to open, breathing out, tucking your chin into your chest. And if you're on your chair, so prenatal mamas might want to do this one. Your hands can be on the lower setting on the chair, or they can be on the higher setting, whatever you rather. Just lift this up so you can see me. So that looks like inhale to open, exhale, tucking the chin into the chest, so a little bit gentler. And as I said, you can be on the higher setting here, but it's quite nice to be in this position here. Okay, so either option on the mat or on the chair, same kind of movement with the spine. Gently arching your back and tucking everything in. Take a couple more of these. Coming back to neutral, so just in your tabletop, on the chair, what we're going to do is going to take our right hand towards our lower back and just pull our shoulder open, so gaze in over the shoulder, and then put the hand back. Same on the other side. Going to take our left hand to our lower back, gaze over the shoulder, and place it back. We're on the floor, very, very similar movement here. Okay, so from your tabletop, like you just were, we're going to take right hand to our lower back, looking out over our right shoulder. Hand back down. With an inhale, opening, gaze over the left shoulder. Okay, so either option. Keep working through these. Lifting up, hand back down. Left hand up and back down. Okay, take a couple more of these wherever you are. And then we're going to work into a modified downward facing dog from our chair. Okay, so if you're not into this, then just sit down and wait this one out. We won't be here too long. So I'm going to imagine making that upside down letter V shape with the body. Okay, so hands are spread wide on the chair. Just move this so you can see a little bit better. Sticking my bum backwards. Legs are pretty wide here. So imagine kind of a downward facing dog shape. Somewhere between downward facing dog and tabletop anyway. And then here, just see if it feels nice to circle the hips out. Make sure you've got enough stability on the chair. Circling the hip one way, circling it the other way, okay? Keep doing that. And if you're on the mat, we're gonna go into our regular downward facing dog, just reversing so you can see me. Maybe pedaling out the legs, bending one, straightening the other. Imagine that big stretching dog, pushing your hips towards the back of the room, spreading the things out wide. Maybe a bit of a hip circle here as well. Circling one way and circling the other way. So either option, just taking a couple more circles where you are. Lovely. And then pregnant mamas, we're gonna come back to seated. I'll show you your option first, okay? So we're gonna take a seated warrior 2. Okay, so I'm sat reasonably far onto the chair, so I've got plenty of support here. I've got my front leg bent, just as if I'm in a warrior two. I've got my back leg with a little bit of a bend in the knee, but out behind me, and my back foot planted on the ground, okay? So this is my base for my seated warrior two. From here, just gonna take my arms out wide, as if I'm in a warrior two. So reaching my left hand forwards, my right hand back. It doesn't matter if you started on the other leg, we will do both. And then toddlers, kids, if you want to be standing here on your mat, you're just going to be standing. It's basically exactly the same except without the chair underneath you, okay? So warrior two. So whether you're on your chair or you're standing, strong warriors here. So pulling your arms in opposite directions. Really, really strong here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next inhale, reach both of the palms together up above you. Maybe the gaze goes up as well. Exhale, hands come down into your warrior two. Lovely. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms out. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, arms out. Now we're going to take whichever hand is towards the back, just on the outside of the chair, and then reach that other hand up and just gaze up to the hand for a couple of breaths. So either on your chair or exactly the same, just standing up without the chair for support, okay? Deep breath in, deep breath out, hands come back down. Lovely, other side, okay? So we're gonna bend through the other leg and then take the back leg now out behind us, starting with your arms reaching out in warrior two. So otherwise you're stood up with one of your legs bent, hand reaching out in front of you, the other one reaching behind you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Make sure you've got plenty of support on that chair for the pregnant mamas. Keep breathing. Next inhale, reach the arms up, palms touch at the top. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lowering all the way down. We're going to take our back hand to the chair and reach the front hand over the top. Just a bit of a stretch through the ribs. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Hand comes back down. Legs facing forwards one more time. So if you are standing, we've got a few different options here. So we're going to take a tree pose. If you would like to stand, then feel free. If you would like to do this seated, you can also be a seated tree, which is an option that I've just made up. So what that's going to look like is we're going to take our leg, one of our legs, and bend it so the sole of the foot is touching the inside of the ankle. So just like this. I'll take this back so you can see me a bit better. Perfect. Okay. So this is your seated option. You can reach the hands up from here, okay? If you'd like to be standing, it's just going to require a little bit more balance, but you can do it as well. What we also do is have a chair next to us, and we're going to take the inside of one of the feet to the other, okay? If you feel like you can take the hand off the chair and reach the hands up above into your full tree. Remember to keep breathing when you're balancing. Breathing out. So my knee is pointing out to the side and my other foot is grounded down, giving me balance. Okay, one more breath. And exhale, hands come down. Other side here. So either your seated variation with one of the feet planted and the other foot touching the side of the ankle, or your standing variation here, maybe with one hand for balance. Maybe once you've found the balance, reaching both of the hands up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out, hands come back down. Lovely. And now we're just gonna do one final move on our blocks. So if you would like to mama and toddler can both do this at the same time. So mama is going to stand up and take one of her feet on the book or the blocks, either one of her hands on the chair for balance, okay? I'm going to just start to sway the foot from side to side, really gentle sways. Super easy here, okay? And then we're going to drop the toes down of that foot. Inhale when you've got the foot down. Exhale, lifting the foot. Okay, so both of you can do this at the same time. Inhale, lowering the foot down. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Lovely. Stepping off the block. Just coming to the other side. Other foot on the block. Take a second to find your balance, holding onto the side of that chair. Just take a few sways of the leg, front to back. Just releasing it out. Can be really loose here, floppy. And then start to drop the toes down to the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, lift up the toes. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lift. Exhale. See if you can blow out the candles. Inhale. And lovely. Step back down onto the floor very gently. And we're going to come to close our practice in our seat. So either sat on your chair or sat on the floor, wherever you like. Let's take our hands back into our eagle, Garuda Mudra, just like we started, with the thumbs linked in together, placed on the chest. Deep breath in, big breath out. Inhale, and then choose to blow out the candles or snake sound. Again. One more. Lovely. Just take a few breaths in silence. And let the hands fall down by your sides. Give everything a bit of a shake. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. Hope you enjoyed.